This Harbor and Yacht Club is a unique and brilliant gem, hiding in clutter and noise amidst the mainstream Chicago sailing community. Chicago charters, cruising, training, yacht clubs, racing, deliveries, and playpen parties are all happening oblivious to this peaceful and brilliantly secluded location. The infrastructure found at this harbor is extremely impressive and showcases how passionate sailing communities can foster their own love for sailing in what might otherwise be a prohibitive location. Until learning about this harbor, I'd never heard of a working dry storage sailing facility. Despite sailing in Chicago for over 15 years, I first heard about this yacht club a few weeks ago while hosting the Vice Commodore of the club and his lovely wife out for a sail on Silver Heels, my Pearson 424 catch. Marcus and Beth are thinking about moving beyond their professional careers for a live-aboard experience, and the Pearson 424 is on their list of possible boats to vet. I asked Marcus if he would be willing to share with us a bit about his sailing experiences at this location.
We're lucky to live where we do because we've got this nice north shore of Chicago and south shore too. And all along these shores, you've got these little pockets of marinas, and many of them have yacht clubs, which is kind of nice. And they all have a little bit of flavor and energy in terms of what they do, whether it's racing or camaraderie, dinners, etc., Wednesday night beer can races. Ours is about, I want to say, just shy of 30 active members or paying members. And it's a very casual crew of sailors who have all levels of experience. We have catamarans on the beach. We have 26-foot Colgates. I think that's the biggest boat we have. What's interesting and unique, I think, about Lake Forest is Lake Forest invested a lot of money in their harbor many years ago, 15 years ago, and installed two, I think they're 4-ton cranes. And so the boats are kept in dry dock in the compound. And users pay for their storage and also the crane usage. And so every time we sail, we use a or electric dolly, I should say, bring our boats over to the crane, and the crane lifts the boats and drops them in the water.
Wow,
user
really?
controlled. And we use dock lines to control it while it's flying in the air. The thing that it provides you with is a really good way to store your boat where it's not exposed to anything other than rain and wind. The Lake Forest Beach, Forest Park Beach, I think it's called, the official name, on Wednesday evenings, we regularly sail in the summertime, and those are followed by some sort of dinner and BYO drinks. It's just a casual evening. They can sometimes end early when it rains or sometimes go until midnight.
Very
so
nice.
It just nobody's belabored to want too much effort.
Yep.
It's pretty simple. And that's sort of the spirit of the club. I mean, we don't race these days. We have in the past, but on Wednesday nights. But it ended up it was simpler for us just to go out in a group sail.
Yep.
So we just launch from the harbor in Lake Forest and sail for a few hours until we get hungry or thirsty, and then we head back into the marina and put our boats back in the dry dock.
Lake Forest Harbor is a small harbor with no moorings or slips. The harbor is located north 27 miles from downtown Chicago, but with traffic, this represents about an hour-long commute or more. Geographically, the lakefront there is not protected, so the city had to invest in building protected areas with seawall protection for water activities. Lake Forest itself is an affluent community, bearing many properties one might describe as estates or manors. Extremely large family homes with sprawling manicured grounds abound in this area. The walk to the beach from the downtown Lake Forest train station bore me along many beautiful and well-maintained properties. The beach and harbor sits protected from prying eyes by a tree line atop a steep graded hill. Access to the beach is controlled at 3 to 4 access points, free to residents, but at a cost for non-residents. There's a $25 non-resident day use charge for this area. I can't stress enough how beautifully maintained this beach area and harbor is. The walkways, common areas, benches, beach, all pristine. There was a plethora of paddleboards, kayaks, and a few Hobie Cat sailboats that were available for rental. There are a few rules to be complied with. No drones, no pets, no outside alcohol, no beach umbrellas, no smoking, no bikes or skateboards, no wheeled vehicles in general. A dry sailing harbor refers to the storage of small to moderate sized sailboats out of the water with means for transferring them from a boat compound to the water and back. Sailboats are kept on trailers, which are towed using an electric mule between the compound and one of the two boat lifts. The lifts have 3 tons of maximum capacity. I read somewhere that the time to launch a boat is generally between 5 and 15 minutes at this harbor. Though observing one particular launch, I believe the actual time would probably be closer to 20 to 40 minutes. The boats remain here all season long and are winterized at the end of each season. This arrangement eliminates the need to coordinate and schedule sailboat delivery to a storage facility or a boatyard in anticipation of the winter, or to pull it back out after the winter. Popular boats of the LFYC fleet include a Colgate 26, J24, J70, J80, Pearson Ensign, Merritt 25, Rhodes 19, Catalina 22, and a Flying Scot. There is no clubhouse, but this pavilion acts as a member meeting place. I was able to strike up conversation with one of the club members who was extremely proud of this installation. He shared some observations about how sailing 30 miles north of the city offered a completely different experience with water unsullied by the copious Chicago boat traffic and the proximity of a surrounding southern shoreline. Everything was clean, uncluttered, organized, and well maintained. All the equipment is managed by the club membership, as opposed to what would normally be operated by licensed and certified professionals in a boatyard, albeit at larger scales. This is truly a unique situation, driven by a motivated community of sailors with some means, but also supported by the city. Let's watch one club member's boat get properly launched on a random summer Sunday. I want to thank my subscribers for your support. I really appreciate it. If you have watched this video until the end, please consider pressing that like button. This helps the channel immensely. It helps us grow. This is Sailor Eric. Thanks for watching.